I'm not gonna waste too much time with this one. Those of you who watch the Toxic Adventure movies, watch it. It's pretty much worth your time. It was pretty screwed up. It's brutal and nasty and gory, and it was pretty awesome. And like any classic 80s or 90s show based off movies like RoboCop or Rambo, make them into a children's movie, a show, of course. Now then, I will not waste too much time with this. I will explain the rest of how this game goes. Also, and the characters are from the show. You play the snot guy with a wheel on his leg, that he can speed and kick and punch and spin attack, like the Tasmanian Devil. This one's called Toxic Crusaders, are also based off the show. And like any classic 90s games, it's a beat 'em up one. Unfortunately, you can't leave the stage without beating up the bad guys. Just like the TMNT, E4, Turtles in Time. And those of people that already reviewed this game before, I already know how it goes. Also, Toxic Crusaders do have a weakness to water. You know, Toxic is the main character of the game. Yes, that's his name. Is his own main catchphrase. It's cleanup time. Not much else to say about it, but the graphics are fine. Music's okay too. And strange looking enemies and bosses. And they just show still images of the characters' mouth movements and not have voiceovers, just like Real Monsters I just reviewed not too long ago. But to this game's credit, the graphics are okay. I just don't got much else to say about it. Have you seen in every classic 90s games you've seen? And it's just a beat 'em up and jump here and there and fight more bad guys. And make sure you get enough lives until you'll be going straight to the beginning of the game again. If you were expecting and probably cheat for this game, you're wrong. If you like the cartoon, that's based off the live action movies, and this game will probably be for you, because there's not much else to talk about. I'll just plain and simple, just go here and there, beat up bad guys, make sure you get to A to point B. Yeah, pretty basic beat 'em up game. You'll probably will like this or not enjoy the gameplay, how it works. Also, your characters will take tons of hits, so be careful not to die. Yeah, a lot. Alright, next is the NES game. The same title, Toxic Crusader. Oh yeah, and I forgot about Blobby, Toxic's best friend. In a place called Rivers Gondelville. The story is plain and simple. It's up to Toxic to save the world once again because the evil killed him off. Yeah, the main villain, which I didn't explain too much about him, It's like any classic villain you've seen in most cliches of all games. You have a villain and take over the city, and you get to take over the world. So here's the game, and I definitely mention it's done by Bandai. They actually made pretty good games back then. And he looks like Raphael from the TMNT game as well. And I gotta admit, this music sounds pretty good. And here's another thing that makes no sense. His name is Toxie, and now Toxic Waste hurts him? I don't get it either, but that's the way things are from the classic 90s games. And yeah, like, put down the other cliche of list of games, just beat them up bad guys to continue on your journey and pick up food for health. I'm pretty sure most people already talked about this game too. You can also choose enough power-ups to beat up bad guys and have the most least amount of health, often lives, and plain simple bosses. Oh yeah, no, forget to mention there's also cutscenes too, like most games you've seen. And they actually look pretty good. And passwords too. And there's like 6 levels. And like any games from the classic 90s, you can probably easily beat these stages in a couple of minutes. But I heard like from the Angry Video Game Nerd, including the creator that did the games and the cartoon, his name is White Clothman, and that did both the games and the cartoon. Awesome. Also, Toxic's only weapon has to be the mop, but when he uses it, when he takes damage, it's gone. So, let's go to the spoilers of the ending of the game. And you fight a few bosses are also from the show, and you finally face the evil villain, kill him off, who's actually an insect the whole time. And once you defeat him, you get a pretty interesting, good ending. And that was the Toxic Crusaders for the Genesis and NES. And yes, I'm aware that there's a Game Boy, which I'll get to another time. And I gotta admit, both of these games are not the worst. But believe me, I talk about some of the worst games in the near future. Sure, but I like how the graphics in the game look pretty solid. They look like exactly from the show. Great sound effects, great graphics, interesting gameplay. Pretty sure that people will probably enjoy playing both of these games as much as possible and might enjoy the show that nobody knows existed. Toxic Crusaders. Here's for the Sega Genesis. This and the NES deserve to have the both rating of 7 and out of 10 of great successful games out there being fun. This has been my review of Toxic Crusaders. I'm glad you guys stick around for me to talk about long-forgotten cartoon history ones based off the live-action movie sequels. And even the children's show, which nobody ever watches now. Also, I read the games too. And the great, interesting player or craftsman that was the angry video game nerd deserves 2 thumbs up. This one right up the camera and right here, right where my face is at. Brilliant job, Mike. Love you. Doing the angry video game nerd that one episode a long time ago. And glad you were in the movie too, Mike, if you're watching this or not. See you then. Leave a like and subscribe. And even be cool, man. See ya. Then, Mike.